With the 2020 NBA draft coming up, I decided it was a good time to compare some of the draftees to current and former NBA players. And in today's video, I will be telling you who the top 5 prospects NBA comparison is. Please give this video a thumbs up to help my channel grow. Subscribe to the channel to help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers before the end of 2020. Comment on this video to start a conversation with me, and play that intro. The first player we will discuss is Lamelo Ball. And Lamelo Ball, as of right now, is projected to be the #1 pick. And Lamelo is a unique type of player because we really haven't seen a 6'7" point guard who is a good shooter and is as good of a playmaker as Lamelo. I know after giving that definition, a few players have come to mind, but if you go and watch some of Lamelo's highlights, you won't be able to tell me who he exactly plays like. But after a lot of thinking and researching, I've come to the conclusion that Lamelo's comparison is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And I know what you're thinking. Shai isn't a passer on Lamelo's level, and he actually might not even be an above average one for his position. But I believe Lamelo is like Shai, but with way better passing, but significantly worse defense. They both kind of play at a slow pace and are never sped up or slowed down by the defense. Although they both aren't elite athletes like John Morant or De'Aaron Fox, they have sneaky speed, and they both dribble the ball with a controlled handle, but not a tight one. They both appear to be better finishers at the rim than they actually are due to their highlight plays, but their lack of athleticism has held them back in terms of their percentage at the rim. They both don't depend on athleticism and strength to finish. They both are slightly above average shooters, and some confuse them for being good shooters or even elite. But Shai was only an average shooter this season on not that much attempts, and Lamelo is very inconsistent. Lamelo also likes to attempt difficult three-pointers, and with him shooting those, his percentage will go down, decreasing his valuableness as a shooter. As you can see, Lamelo plays a lot like Shai, and I think Lamelo can be a multiple-time All-Star, but I can never see him becoming a superstar. The next prospect we will talk about is Anthony Edwards, and Edwards is also a projected top 3 pick, and there has been some speculation that he could be picked with the first. Edwards is far from a unique player, unlike Lamelo, but he is a very strong 6'5" guard who finishes extremely well at the basket and has a solid jump shot and is a capable ball handler. After watching Edwards' highlights, I saw many players who he plays like, but I mostly saw Victor Oladipo in his game, with them both being super athletic 6'5" guards who aren't amazing shooters, but they are good ones, who can hit difficult shots and get on fire at any time. Victor is also a very strong guard who finishes great at the rim, just like Anthony. I don't think Oladipo is too much of an unrealistic comparison, and just recently, Edwards said that he plays like Dwayne Wade, and Oladipo, to a certain degree, plays like Wade, so even Edwards kind of sees my comparison. The next prospect I will talk about is James Wiseman, and there is not much to talk about him being the first pick, but he is expected to easily be a top 3 pick. And Wiseman is a very skilled and tall center, and we have seen many players like him. But after going through his highlights and doing some research, I've come to the conclusion that James' NBA comparison is Clint Capella. And Clint is an above average defender who is above average center who is also good at finishing layups and dunks, and he's always a lob target. Clint's also one of the best paint defenders, and he alternates attempts in the paint or just straight up blocks them. Wiseman is just like Capella, because just like Capella, he is not good enough to be a consistent post-up option, and he should get most of his points off of offensive rebounds, putbacks, pick and rolls, and lobs. Neither of them are threats on the perimeter, and although Wiseman has shown willingness to shoot, he has been very bad, so I doubt it will be a big part of his game in the NBA. They both are big, strong centers, which means they are very good at protecting the rim. The only problem is they can't defend the perimeter, and with the direction the NBA is moving, which is towards centers who can guard the perimeter, like a Bam Adebayo, centers like Clint have been way less impactful, and there's a question whether those type of centers will be a starter in the next 5 to 10 years. And I think Wiseman can be a little better than Clint, but I don't think the difference between them will be that much. The next prospect I'll talk about is Obi Toppin, who throughout the college season received a lot of hype, but that hype has slowed down. But Obi is a 6'9" power forward who is a highlight machine with his powerful dunks. But after pondering and watching his highlights and researching, I've come to the conclusion that Obi's NBA comparison is Aaron Gordon with a good jump shot. And this comparison might be the most perfect because Aaron, just like Obi, is a 6'9" power forward who gets most of his points at the rim. And they are both very good finishers due to their supreme athleticism and both of them being pretty strong. Obi is a very good shooter, unlike Gordon, who has been average throughout his career. So I think Obi can be a good shooter and be even more impactful than Gordon is. Obi was also a good defender in his first 2 years at college, and Gordon is a pretty good one, with him being able to guard some guards and forwards. And I think Obi could guard some guards and some forwards as well, which is still very versatile. They both are very average rebounders for their position, so they're not liabilities. And in terms of passing, they both have shown an ability to make the right play, but they're not elite and will never average more than like 5 assists. Neither of them are shot creators and can't be the best offensive player on a good team, maybe not even the best offensive starter, like a top 5 starter on their team. But with this comparison, I believe Obi will be a good starter in the league, but I don't see him becoming an all-star. The next prospect we will talk about is Onyeka Okongwu. Okongwu is a projected top 5 pick, and he's a definite top 10 pick. My NBA comparison for him is Bam Adebayo, because they both are phenomenal rim protectors who can block shots in one-on-one matchups or when they're helping on defense. They both are kind of undersized big men, but their length and athleticism make up for the lack of height. They both are good post-up scorers who have a few moves, but they're not elite, like a Karl Anthony Towns, a Joel Embiid, or Nikola Jokic, but they can still score if a 1-3 is switched onto them. They both are really good rebounders despite them being undersized. Unlike most athletic big men who are athletic rim protectors, they both are good at staying out of foul trouble. Bang and Okongwu both have shown some signs of a jump shot, but they haven't been consistent with it. So saying that means I believe Okongwu will be better than Wiseman, and I think he can be an all-star level player. There is many more prospects in this draft, but I couldn't fit them all into one video. So if you want to see a part 2 to this video, just like the video. Also, subscribe to this channel to help me reach 500 subscribers before the end of 2020, and comment on this video to start a conversation with me. Also, check these 2 videos up above if you like this one, and I'm out.